So thank you, Ben. So I'm Matthew Childress, and I'm honored to be the father of a hero, Chloe Madeline Childress. I am the caboose today, so I'll be the final one that you'll be hearing from and the final one that will torture you with these stories. But I want you to remember there are many more that did not testify. And these are the realities that we will live with the rest of our lives. As you said, Senator Kolkhorst, don't unhear them. We need you to remember them. We need you to be tortured by them, because we are every single day. We also need you to appreciate this is not just 6 weeks of grief that we've been going through. This is 3 weeks of unprecedented coordination and unity of these 26 families for these 27 girls to effect positive change, to figure out this four-dimensional puzzle for positive change in the future. So on behalf of Heaven's 27, thank you. Thank you for taking the time, the effort, the support for camp reform. Thank you committee members, Chairman Perry, and all of the co-authors of SB 1. And also to the state leadership, the governor, lieutenant governor, and the speaker. And I also want to thank the camps that have been reaching out for meaningful change and alignment. That's meant very, very much. And also, I'm very sorry, and I want to offer all of my condolences to all of those others that lost their lives, not just at Mystic, but this horrific accident, all 138, plus the continued support for the search for SEAL. So this is my daughter. Let's make sure it's up. Is it up? Yeah, this is my daughter, Khloe. Khloe was 18 when she was killed. This is a grown woman. She is survived by her brother, Jack, 15, who started his sophomore year today at the Kincaid School in Houston, Texas. My wife, Wendy, wishes she could be here, but she wants to ensure he is launched into a normal school starting day and is there to support him for that. So one of my nicknames for Khloe was that she was my hero. For all that she had accomplished, I was so proud of the independent woman she had become and all that she had to come in the future. Not to mention she was just a better human than me. She was one of the counselors, along with Catherine Ferruzzo, in the bubble and cabin where all lives were lost. As others have testified, we tried our best to not think about the horror, the terror, and the fear that happened in that cabin that night. 14 girls scrambling for their lives because they did what they were told to do. But as we fast forward, it does turn out that Khloe was not just my hero, but she was an actual hero. Khloe and Catherine both died as heroes trying to save all those sweet little girls. Khloe's from Houston. She graduated from the Kincaid School as a cheerleader, cross-country runner, and a lover of music. She was to attend the University of Texas to study pre-med and to ultimately become a doctor. Khloe was the perfect balance that I could ask for. She was fun, she was spontaneous, she was a troublemaker, she made all of her friends laugh. But she was also smart and studious and driven. And because of this, I called her the machine. She was also a rule follower. As her father, this is what I taught her. I taught her manners. I taught her respect. I taught her to obey orders and authority. She did what I told her. She followed directions, the authorities. And that is what killed her. Last Thursday, instead of moving my daughter into Hardin House, about a mile from here, to start her freshman year, I was at the state capitol with 25 other grieving families that had lost their daughters. We were there to plead with state leaders, asking them to take action so this tragedy would not happen to anyone else in the future. So there are over 1,000 camps operating in the state of Texas with deep history, roots, and impact across the social fabric of our state. As a boy, I attended camp in Hunt. The women in my family are 3 generations of Camp Mystic. I spent my youth picking up my sister at Mystic, staying at the River Inn, and begging to stop at the Hunt store on the way out for a burger. These are places that create lifelong memories and friends that folks will have for the rest of their lives. These are places that should live on and should be cherished and enjoyed for generations to come. The change we are asking for is to provide protection measures to ensure that camps can survive. So the changes we are asking for are very common sense, logical, nonpartisan ideas for camp safety. These are positive, forward-looking changes to ensure a continued flow of new kids into these camps for years to come and giving the parents the assurances that they need. So first, prevention. No child should sleep in a floodplain. Daycare and schools already have sitting laws that prohibit such dangers. I do support the exemptions or exceptions for lake-bound camps that Chairman Perry spoke about earlier. I am from Houston. I know what it means to live in homes in the floodplain. I've lived through Allison, through Ike, through Rita, through Harvey, and countless other storms. And as I tell many people, it's not a question of if a Category 5 hurricane will hit Houston. It's just a question of when. When you look at the Central Texas storms, they have happened before. These storms will happen again. And anyone telling you otherwise is fooling themselves. Second, detection. Simple flood and weather alert systems with backup communications would have saved lives. Third, training. The official plans at most camps are to stay in place. The girls who died here were the ones that followed that plan. Training should prepare staff and campers to act, not to wait in danger. And then finally, response. There needs to be better coordination with local first responders because in an emergency, confusion kills, and we saw that on July 4th. These are basic protections that all parents should expect when they entrust their child to a camp. They are not costly, and camps have simply been exempt. That exemption has now cost lives. So we need to, from a timing perspective, we need to make these immediate changes in this special session with everyone's support because people are already enrolling their children for summer camp next summer in 2026. But we are also here to remind all of you that we are here for the long haul. We have to live with all this for the rest of our lives. I plan to make it my second job so that no other parent has to go through this type of pain. As we look towards other meaningful reforms across the spectrum in future years, in future sessions, hopefully you'll see me again in the future. Again, pressing for common sense, nonpartisan reforms that everyone can support. People ask me every day how I'm doing. I tell them the truth. And for the record, I tell them, this sucks. This pain is unbearable. Khloe was killed following the manners that I taught her. I lost my firstborn, my machine, my running buddy, and my hero. And for this group of Heavens 27, I am overwhelmed by the unity that the 26 families have had. This all came together in less than 3 weeks, and we have to see this through. There's nothing we can do to bring our daughters back, but we can honor them by ensuring their deaths lead to meaningful change. For now, the time is to act and support SB1. For my hero, Chloe Childress, the rest of Heavens 27, and for the millions of campers and parents in the future, so this does not happen again. Thank you all for your support.